Hey friends, how you doing? Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. I am the TheTranspondster, and we're in the Sims 4 doing a speed build. We're hanging out in Tartosa today, so while we're working on my realistic save file, we're sticking to that realism theme, and I'm basing Tartosa kind of off of like Italian seaside towns. So, very much the white stucco for the exterior, the kind of red slanted roof. This one here is going to be actually using the new businesses and hobbies pack as well. It's going to be on the lower level there, a bar, and then the next floor is going to actually be set up like kind of hotel style, where there's 3 rooms with en suites, and then the third floor is going to be an apartment of the owners of this lot. So they're going to be the ones running the not the restaurant, the bar, on the lower level. And then I guess the idea here was like an Airbnb kind of thing. So they have this middle floor kind of rental unit. This makes for a really good lot to bring your Sims on dates because they can just move it on upstairs when they're ready to go to bed and no one's going to kick them out here. I will admit the shape of this build in particular is a little bit odd. Mostly because when I'm looking through the Google Maps of the Italian seaside towns and looking for inspiration, a lot of these builds are literally built into the mountainside, which I think is just stunning when you're looking at it like through the Google Maps point of view, the street view, but very hard to replicate in The Sims, especially when most of these buildings are also somehow connected a little bit. Like they're all built on different levels, and it's really amazing how they were able to do that kind of architecture, especially because the time frame that I feel like most of this stuff was built in, like they didn't have a lot of modern technology. But anywho, the inspiration for that was here, but I guess the shape of the walls on the front can look a little bit awkward, and I guess particularly the curved fencing on the lower level. I don't know. I didn't know how to blend that part naturally. And then the staircase for the upstairs is around the back. So this lot ends up having like a walk around pathway for that. I did kind of a built in bar here. I ended up having to also place the fencing from Get to Work, the really small, thin one that just sticks to the floor and your Sims can walk over. So it also shouldn't interfere with the use of the bar there. But basically, I had to close that room off to make it employees only for, my own like peace of mind and gameplay, I guess. And when it comes to the decor in this bar, I wouldn't particularly say that it's my style, but I think it fits the European bar vibe. I don't know. I was looking at pictures on Google. I don't speak from experience often. I'm not a well-traveled person, unfortunately. It's not that I don't want to be, it's just that I can't afford to be. So, one day, maybe in my dreams, I'll travel the world. But for now, we'll live vicariously through Google Maps and building it in The Sims. When it came to the layout on the second floor, I wasn't really that concerned with it. Even when it comes to putting windows in this build, like when you're looking through the builds in Italy, there's a lot of just random window placement. It's kind of wherever you have a room, you get a window. And I guess it's in theory the same for North America, but I think the homes are just thought out differently because they're also not typically built into the mountainside. So yeah, the floor plan here, I just kind of went with whatever happens, and however many rooms I got in, it was what I got in, and I ended up with three. So three different couples could be getting their woohoo on this lot, or four if you include the hot tub, because I do have a hot tub here as well. Five if you want to include the sim that owns this. He is a single sim, so have at her. He is bisexual, so doesn't matter which way you swing, he might be open to it. And yeah, I kind of made them single on purpose just because I am making a save file. So I want to have my fair share of single sims at the young adult and adult ages. Even the younger ages too. I want a good amount of sims in all those brackets because I am really trying to flesh this out, make it nice and playable, give you your options for settling down, trying to make them all a little bit different. I'm pushing myself out of boundaries when it comes to personality traits. Like, I don't typically pick dislikes or hates children. I don't typically pick non-committal or jealous or evil or all those so-called bad traits. I just, stick to my usual good, bookworm, foodie, that sort of thing, creative. So, yeah, it's a lot of fun to break out of that comfort zone. I'm also basing my Sims off of real nationalities. So I'll look up a nationality and then type in average male or female face and just kind of base the facial structure off of that person and do the rest, just however I feel in the moment, whatever personality I want to give that character. When it comes to this build, I did pick I guess Airbnb kind of place in Italy to base this off of, and the restrooms seemed very modern and stone, so that's why I picked these eco lifestyle toilets. I also know for a fact that I have never used those in another build because I think they're pretty ugly. So I bang them out in this one because it's a community lot on that level at least. And I feel like some things in community lots just end up being out of control when it comes to decor, just in terms of finances or whatever the best option is at the time, I guess. Here I am trying to use that shelf to help me put stuff on these white cabinets that I'm doing as a backboard to the bed. But yeah, I found out you can just place stuff on those cabinets, and know that painting is not placed on the cabinet. It's just on the wall, but I positioned it to where it looks like it's kind of hanging on the shelving. I don't know. I made these rooms very white again based on some photos I had of an Airbnb, very neutral and airy. This is mostly because it's kind of a hotel vibe we're going for as well. And usually when you go to a hotel, lots of white bedding and neutral, bright colors throughout the room just to keep it light, airy, spacious, clean feeling. So that's definitely what we were going with here. And these windows, I think, fit that Italian wall cutout so well. I do line them up pretty evenly, but I feel like you get the gist of what I was going for there. Also, when it comes to doing this little roof overhang, I really love how it turned out, in particular the piece that I end up finishing the top of this with. I think I come back to it a little bit later, or maybe I hit it up now-ish. I also go around with these overhangs just to make it look a little more, I guess, less bland, more decorated. It was feeling a little bit blah to me on all the sides, and I knew that I wasn't going to be doing a lot in terms of landscaping and greenery, mostly because the space, and I didn't want to block the nice view of the ocean side around this lot. So of course we left that open. I also want to make note of the little doorways that I used in the apartment unit on the top level. I can't remember what pack they're from. Um, and it's not gonna hit me because I never use these open doorway kind of archways. So I'm really proud of myself for doing this. When I think of European architecture and apartments, not even necessarily Italy specific, but from my experience, I guess, watching House Hunters International, I feel like typically those apartments are more closed off rooms and rooms with intent, not so much the open living concept. So that was why I kind of used those doorways instead of leaving open wall sections for your Sims to walk through, or just putting archways. Even though I guess archways would have worked too, yeah, it would be nice if we could have like an open versus closed door option. Like if you could hit, I don't know, control when you place a door and it would either open or close it. I don't know. Options for future updates, I guess. EA, if you're out there listening, give me credit for that one. I filled in the kitchen just a tiny bit. I wanted to make it look like, the owner comes down and then he gets involved. He's making drinks, which technically he will be. So, it still looks lived in per se, even though it is a bar. And when it came to decorating the other bedrooms in I'm just going to call it the hotel section of this lot, I again kept the white theme, but I made a point to use a different bed in each one to make it look like this is something that the owner sort of pieced together over time. They also all have like a different headboard going on, different wall decor, same wardrobes, just because I feel like that's your standard IKEA wardrobe that would be easy to get multiples of. And yeah, I think that they turned out really well. I get a little bit of pops of color in them. The owner here likes his reds, yellows, greens. So there's going to be a lot of red and yellow coming through in the rugs when it gets to that point, which would be right now. Look at that timing. Good transition on my end. I also want to say I used no, I did not. I was about to say I used limited packs here, as we look at literally 20 packs in one room. I did not do that for you guys here. So sorry. Maybe another build. Actually, it will be another build, which is why I almost said that. So hang tight, because it'll be coming soon after this one. And to be honest, the style is kind of similar. So if you like this video, maybe subscribing isn't the worst idea, because there will be more just like this one. Except not just like this one. Obviously, it'll be a little bit different because it'll be a different build, but same style. Hopefully you get what I'm saying. And yeah, you click that little button and hang around for that next video. We got there eventually. If I was traveling, this is totally somewhere that I would consider staying. Just the convenience of that nightlife just downstairs. There's also like a nice courtyard area, like an outdoor seating space on each level, to be honest, and a hot tub. There's this nice little games room. I would totally stay here. So, yeah, your Sims should too. If you're watching this, download it into your game. Enjoy this space, because in theory, you could, I mean, you could use this like a vacation rental without actually having to pay to take a vacation. Your Sims could just take their vacation days and travel to this lot and kind of make this their home base for their Tartosa events. Maybe it's a wedding or an elopement that they're planning. Maybe it's a honeymoon, and yeah, they can come stay here. It's got the romantic aura to the lot too, so it is perfect. Obviously, we had to do that. We're in Tartosa. I feel like a majority of the community lots, I'm gonna give that romantic aura trait because, why else are we here in Tartosa? I feel like that's why people travel to Europe a lot of the time too. Obviously not the only reason. People go for family vacations and all sorts of different things. But I feel like that's the stereotype to go to Europe for love. So obviously, I gotta make the Europe themed worlds a little lovey dovey because I like to romanticize things. Yeah, and that's all. That's why. This little fountain area with the past stone around it was kind of a random filler thing. I didn't really know what to do with that space, but I kind of love it. Like low key, it is maybe, I don't know, I want to say my favorite feature, but I'm really digging these doors. And it's so random to say that. Even just like the way the windows and the regular doors have that little swirly feature, I just like the vibe here. It's different. It's a little artsy. Just yeah, it's got that character to it. And the tile floors, too, is not typically something that I'm a fan of because when I imagine my feet on the tile, they're cold. But it's just that clean feeling, I think. Yeah, I don't know how else to explain it. I'm also so digging these record players that we've been getting, particularly this smaller one. It's nice that I don't have to make space for this two space wide record player, especially in a build like this where I feel like they would have maybe that as opposed to a stereo when they've got all this other slow living hobby type stuff going around them. They do get a computer in this little hallway area because there was just enough space for one, and I feel like it's a needed item in pretty much every Sims home. So, especially a business owner too, if I don't say so myself. Not that I speak from experience. Anywho, we are getting kind of close to the end. Like I said, there isn't a lot of landscaping to do here. Usually that's what I save for the end. I also don't go anything, oh my gosh, I don't go with anything wild when it comes to the lighting throughout this build. I am pretty sure I keep the pod lights throughout and just focus on the furniture being the kind of character and decorating factor here. Mostly because I've been having issues with finding light fixtures that Sims can walk under, and it gets frustrating. These ones I know will work regardless of wall height, so that is a nice default to have. Anywho, I'm going to say my goodbyes and stop dragging on here. Just some final touches going in there. If you'd like to hang around and watch, there will be some screenshot kind of walkthroughs, more of a cinematic overlook of all the different rooms of the build. Maybe you've just forwarded all the way through to that, so you're almost at that part if you've stopped a little early and caught this. Don't forget to comment, like, subscribe, and hang around for all the future fun stuff that I'm going to do on my channel. I've been thinking of starting a couple more Let's Play type videos, which I think could be fun. Maybe like a rags to riches kind of thing to have going alongside my Not So Berry, because I don't want to end that one yet. It has been kind of slow down a little bit just because I've been a little under the weather, and committing to talking for 30 minutes without being able to pause for a cough is a little daunting. So I just have been steering clear of that. But we'll be back to that super soon. Anyway, most importantly, don't forget to have a wonderful rest of your day, and bye, guys.